Hello, here we are now with section 9.3. We're continuing with that one where we started factoring trinomials. This time we are going to continue factoring those. The only difference is that we're actually going to solve some of them. And if the trinomial is not set to 0, remember that's just one thing that you need to do is set it equal to 0. So in this case, this first one that we have is already set to equal 0. Use the same steps that we had done with the first section in 9.3 for factoring these. So, and I'm going to write those down. Our first step, number 1, 2 factors of -7 that add up to 6. And I repeat, 2 factors of -7 that add up to 6. And that works as long as there's no number here in front of the x squared. So, 2 factors of -7, okay, that add up to positive 6. All right, so if you have 2 factors, your solution is negative. One of your factors has got to be a negative. And so the only factors in -7 are going to be 1 and 7, so it's either a positive 1 and a -7, or a -1 and a positive 7. You can figure out it's got to be a negative 1 with a positive 7. -1 times 7 is -7, and -1 plus 7, positive 6. Those are your 2 factors. Not your answer, it's your factors. So rewrite your trinomial up here. You have x minus 1, x plus 7. And that still equals 0. And from the earlier section in 9.2, you have 2 things here. They're multiplied together, and it equals 0. So if you multiply something with something else, and your answer is 0, one or both of those numbers is 0. So we are going to set each one of these 2 expressions, x minus 1 and x plus 7, set them equal to 0, and then we'll solve for x. And we did this also again in section 9.2, so it's nothing new. This part isn't. All we are doing is factoring. X minus 1 equals 0, or this one right here, x plus 7 equals 0. Just a very simple algebra equation. Add 1 to both sides. X equals 1, or this side you got to subtract 7. X equals -7. To check your work, if you got the right answer on these, plug in 1 up here. 1 squared is 1. 6 times 1 is going to be 6, so 1 plus 6 is 7. Minus 7 equals 0. Yes, that works. Plug in -7. That would be -7 times -7 is a positive 49. Plus -42, which is going to be 7. Add those together at 7, and 7 minus 7, of course, you got 0. These are your 2 solutions, 1 or -7. I'll do another one that is not equal to 0. I'll do another example here. Let's try this one. This is actually going to be one that's on your homework. This is number 8. And you have p squared equals 9p minus 14. We're going to have to solve for p on this. Our first step is it set equal to 0? This one was, this one is not. So our steps to solve, number 1, set equation equal to 0. All right, so I got to get this 9p and this -14 out of this side. So I will subtract 9p minus 9p, and I'll subtract 9p on this side. Then I also need to add 14. Add 14. And this side, add 14. Whatever you do to one side equation, you have to do to the other side to keep your equation balanced. 9p minus 9p is, of course, 0. Negative 14 plus 14 is, of course, 0. On the right side, we have 0. We have part of our work cut out for us. It's done. On this left side, combine these to make this thing look simpler. You have p squared minus 9p plus 14. All right, I'm just showing my work up here. We've done enough of these that you could just go p squared minus 9p plus 14 is going to equal to 0. All right, here we are. It's equal to 0. Second step. 2 factors of 14. Right here, 2 factors of 14 that add up to negative 9. So 2 factors of 14 that add up to negative 9. All right, so 14, the factors of 14 are 1 and 14 and 2 and 7. But I need to have those so they add up to negative 9. So there's going to be some negative factors in there, but this is positive. And the only way I can have negative factors with a positive answer is 2 negative numbers. So 2 factors of 14 that are both negative. You got negative 2 and negative 7. Negative 2 plus negative 7 is negative 9. That's good. Negative 2 times negative 7 is positive 14. So here's our 2 factors of 14 that add up to negative 9, negative 2 and negative 7. So p minus 2, p minus 7 equals 0. Again, you solve for both of these equaling to 0. So p minus 2 equals 0, or right here, p minus 7 equals 0. Simple algebra equation, add 2, p equals 2, or add 7, p equals a positive 7. Those are your solutions. You can check your work, plug in 2 and plug in 7 into the original and see if they work. If I plug in 2, I'm going to have 4. 9 times 2 is 18. 18 minus 14, it does in fact equal 4. Plug in 7, 49. 9 times 7 is 63. 63 minus 14, 49. Your assignments, worksheet 536. Again, call, text, email if you have questions. Thank you.